Hello and welcome back to All the Gear, Some Idea. So today we are stripping the bike. So originally what I wanted to do was just remove the wiring loom and the electrics of the bike, sit it all down and lay it out neatly and plan how I'm going to make a new loom for it and all this other stuff. But it seems that it's probably a little bit too difficult just to take it off like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the frame off the bike today. Frame off the bike? Frame off the engine. It's a weird setup, but that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, obviously it runs, compression's good. Now it's a case of stripping it down. Let's go. So, what's next? I need to remove the rear shock absorber. I need to remove that from the top or the bottom, whatever I fancy at the time of doing it, which will be in a second. And then just buzz around with a gun and undo the rest of the frame bolts, and hopefully the frame will lift off the engine. Now I'm going to keep going out of shot to check that the camera hasn't overheated again in this heat, even though I don't know why it keeps doing it. It's not exactly in the sun. But hey ho. So I think I'm going to undo it from the top. There we go. She's broken loose. Didn't even need the spanner. So at the moment the jack is resting, so the wheel is just on the floor. And I think if I now jack it up slightly, or we'll just go Billy Big Bollocks on it. There we go. So the reason why I've had to put this on the floor is you don't want to put too much pressure and strain against the shaft drive. But now that's loose. So we're going to try. The bike is strapped to the frame, so hopefully it doesn't fall off. That's one. And I'm hoping I don't have to do anything with the radiator. I've unbolted it. But what I want to do is just lift it over, if possible. And then we'll have a little tidy up once it's off and go from there. Gun's a bit flipped. Right, moment of truth. The exhaust is undone as well. Right, so the radiator is attached. But, there you go, you can see now it's all a little bit loose, which is brilliant. I did undo all the cables while the cameras were doing their thing in the fridge, believe it or not. Right, Okay, I see what happens there. So that moves forward. And then I reckon I can unhook these because I haven't drained any of the coolant off of it yet, basically. So I was trying to avoid losing any coolant until the engine's off. Now maybe, check the engine's still tight. Yeah. And roll forward. And there you have it. One frameless bike. So, as you can see, the frame is now off the engine and gearbox and shaft drive, and this is now what we're left with. And I now have a K100 engine and gearbox. The frame is off. Mental. Absolutely mental. This is essentially the frame, if you like. It's got the frame you sit on, but most bikes have something that come underneath it. From my experience, anyway. Okay, so as you saw, frame is off, engine loom is in, but everything else wiring wise is now off. So I need to take this loom out as well. I wanted to do a bit more in depth in the wiring loom, but I don't think it was possible with the cameras and all that sort of stuff turning off. So that's now going to hopefully be a time lapse, and you should have a video of me removing the frame. I'd need to go back and check to see what it is. If I'm not talking, doing much about it, I will explain what I'm doing while it's happening on a voiceover. So still at loads to do as we are. Now I think this looks like a moped with a massive engine, but next I'm going to be taking the rear wheel off and we're going to be checking that shaft drive. If you're interested in my K100 restoration, rebuild, whatever you want to call it, please do subscribe, follow along. If you've got any information that I may need to know while doing stuff on this bike, something that always goes wrong that needs to be done or checked, or please put it in the comments and let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.